Hey, how are you? I'm so glad to be here with you. We're reading in Genesis 19, verse 30. 19, verse 30. So previously, we talked about Sodom and Gomorrah and how they got out of there because God held mercy upon them. Because we also read how Abraham talked to God and asked God to have mercy upon these people because he loved them. And even just on the people, he mentioned different numbers of people, different groups of people, and and that's what I'm talking about. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Lot, God showed his mercy for for Abraham. And so with that being said, he's such a good father. God, he's such a good father. He loves us so much. So now we're here on 19, 30. Okay, and this is Lot and his daughters. This is after they come out of Sodom and Gomorrah. They went into the mountains or to the valley. They went into the valley into a city. And so this right here is, we're going to read about them. Okay, it says, afterward, Lot left Zoar. I'm not sure if I said that right. Because he was afraid of the people there. And he went to live in a cave in a mountain with his two daughters. One day the daughters said to him, one day the older daughter said to her sister, "There is no man left anywhere in this entire area. So we can't get married like everyone else. And our father will soon be too old to have children. Come, let us get him drunk with wine, and then we will lay with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk with wine, and the older daughter went in and had intercourse with her father, and he was unaware of her lying down and getting up again. The next morning, the older daughter said to the younger sister, "I had intercourse with our father last night. Let him get drunk with wine again tonight, and you go in and have intercourse with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk with wine again, and the younger daughter went in. And you go in and have intercourse with him. Okay, and that night they got him drunk with the wine, and the younger daughter went in and had intercourse with him. As before, he was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. As a result, both of Lot's daughter became pregnant by their father. When the oldest daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Moab. He became the ancestor of the nations now known as the Moabites. When the younger daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Benaiah. He became an ancestor of the nations known as the Ammonites. Okay, so reading this is kind of crazy to me. You know, I don't know. I'm living back in the days. Here is, you know, in my life, it's a lot different. So I know that some people probably haven't encountered, you know, intercourse with families and stuff, family members, daddies and mama. But anyway, but I was reading on that, and when I got down here and I looked, at the bottom where they talk about, they kind of just give what their interpretation was. Not their interpretation, I hope it's God-led, but their interpretation of it and what God showed them. And so it was pretty good. And it's just wild knowing they was living in cages and people were, I don't know. I said no one was around. No one was around anywhere. So they felt like they had to do it. And so I'm going to read you anyway this right here. It says, in this pitiful sequel to the story of the destruction of Sodom, we see two women compelled to preserve their family line. They were driven not by lust, but by desperation. They feared that they would never marry and have children. Lot's legacy to compromise and refuse to act reached its peak. He should have found right partners for his daughters long before this. Abraham's family wasn't far away. Now the two daughters stooped in incest, showing their acceptance of the morals of Sodom, which we know that wasn't good at all. All the men there wanted to have intercourse with the angels inside of Lot's house. So that's what they mean, that they've kind of just accepted the morals of Sodom, the town, the place. I don't know if it's a nation, I don't know. Okay, let's read on. We are most likely to sin when we are desperate for what we feel we must have. Why doesn't the Bible openly condemn these sisters for what they did? In many cases, the Bible does not judge people for their actions. It simply reports the event. However, incest is clearly condemned in other parts of the scriptures. In Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Ezekiel, and Corinthians. Perhaps the consequences of his actions, Moab and Ammon became enemies of Israel, was God's way of judging their sin. Moab and Benaiah, I don't know if I'm saying that right, were born out of incest, and they became fathers to two of Israel's most persistent enemies, the Moabites and the Amorites. These nations settled past settled east of the Jordan River. The Israelites never conquered them because of the family connection. Moses was forbidden to attack them in Deuteronomy. Ruth, great-grandmother, and David, and the ancestors of Jesus, was from Moab. That's good. I like this. I like this Bible. I do. You know, I know you just like me. I was going to say if you anything like me, but I know if you like me, you can't be judging nobody over nothing. We just got to pray, God, please watch over them. And if you are judging them in any way and you know, you're not humble, you're not, there's nothing, you know, you got a lot of pride, you know, oh, look at their sin. We can't be like that. We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. That's our life. That's why he died on the cross. So, you gotta remember that. Have a great night. God bless you. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I need subscribers. I like to go live. I gotta have like 55 subscribers before I can go live. I need that. I say I need that. But I would really like to have 55 subscribers because I would hit the like button a lot. I think I would. I don't know. A lot. Have a nice night. Talk to you later.